Good morning.
Good morning. Happy Monday.
Be Monday.
How was your daylight savings time? Did you
Do you
enjoy?
know what? I was actually hopeful as a mom that I was going to have like rested children and getting them up early was going to be like such a breeze.
Yeah,
It was as if nothing changed.
really?
We had zero. I mean, they woke up normal on like Sunday morning,
Yeah.
right? And then
Not earlier?
today for school, maybe a little bit early, but
Okay.
nothing like I was a little bit disappointed. I'm not going to lie.
Daylight savings time is such a weird thing because it's like
Yeah.
only some states
Right.
actually do it.
Yes.
It was introduced like over 100 years ago, and there's a lot of people. There was actually, I think, Marco Rubio, some politician was really pushing
Yeah.
to like abolish daylight savings time
Yeah.
recently because there's no point to it, really.
Right.
The
It was for the farmers,
I
right?
think so. Something
Why
to do
not?
with like energy conservation, something with
Yeah.
farm or I don't know. But I just read something yesterday and it said that daylight savings time actually is negative. It's not that it's pointless, it's actually like negative for society
Yeah,
because it results in it getting darker earlier in the day.
exactly.
Versus like morning time is kind of when it's supposed to be dark. Like
Right.
if it's dark in the morning, like who cares? But if kids are getting home from school and it's already dark out, like that's not great for kids and for adults, for anybody's
It's not good for
mental
me.
health.
I'll
Yeah, it's
tell
not
you
good
what.
for me either. So yeah, I don't.
Yeah.
The next couple months when it gets dark out super early is not
Yeah.
not my favorite.
The other thing I found was I think because I kept thinking I've got so much time today, I've got
Yeah.
extra time that I was delaying starting projects. So we probably ate dinner at 7 p.m. because I thought I had more time. I don't know. It just
Yeah.
felt like I didn't take advantage of it.
Right.
And then, yeah. So, anyways,
Daylight savings time. We
daylight
should make it
saving.
our podcast
Let's go.
our goal. We're gonna go
Let's petition.
campaigning for this.
Yeah. Yeah. This is the platform we choose to
Yes.
stand on.
How was your Halloween?
My Halloween was good. It was pretty quiet and mellow.
Any trick or treaters at your house?
So we didn't stay at home.
Okay.
We ended up, I had asked a neighbor about the trick or treating. She said they hadn't gotten anybody in the past few years. So we ended up going to some friends' houses and just took the girls out trick or treating.
Cool.
I don't know if I've said this before. It was the first year I didn't spend any money on any costumes.
Wow.
Like my girls were totally content doing homemade stuff.
That's
Nobody
awesome.
really, yeah. I was like, okay, I don't hate this. We did have, so we went, our friend's house are like central Tacoma, and we went to neighborhoods around them. In this one street, they actually get a permit and block off the road.
Oh wow.
And then all the houses do like a fire pit in the middle of the street, and they do food and drinks, and it looked so fun. I was like, this is a cool street.
That's crazy.
And then as you're walking through, they were like, yeah, you can go to some of the doors, or you could come here. We've got snacks for people. Like totally open to anybody. One of the houses, so you could tell they went all out decorating as well. One of the houses, there was a scarecrow, quote unquote, sitting on the porch with the bowl of candy. And the girls went up and were like, oh my gosh, he's real, freaking out.
Yeah.
Chad's like, it's not real, you guys. I will go with you. Turns out he was real. And like as you approach, his head like turns,
Oh
or
my gosh.
he does something and they all scream.
Did Chad scream?
Yes. And the worst part was I was recording it on my phone, or I thought I was.
Yeah.
And then it was one of those videos when I went to go look back, I had hit record at the end when I thought I was done. That was literally the only video evidence of us doing anything on Halloween night. It was like just
1
this
second
1
clip.
second of the ground. But the worst part was it really scared Piper, and she like ran and then tripped off the curb and into the street and like scraped up her hands. So it ended on a little bit of a dramatic note.
Yeah.
But outside of that,
have
we
you
all had
seen
fun.
those videos where people will like pretend like their child disappears? They're like, they put a sheet over their head
Yeah.
and they say, we have this new trick. We're
Okay,
gonna pretend,
yeah.
and then all the adults like participate.
They're like, where did they go?
Yeah.
Right.
I watched this one on TikTok a couple days ago, and
Yeah.
the girls freaking out. And I'm
Oh,
like,
no.
that's gotta lead to some
There's
trauma.
for sure.
Like, it's funny in the moment.
Yeah.
But
I had a thought of taking them. There's a haunted car wash near us.
okay.
And I had a thought of like taking them through it, but not saying
Yeah.
we're going to this haunted car wash. Just like, oh, they have some decorations outside,
Right.
but not let them know that when we go in it, it's going to be really scary.
Yeah.
And then I thought, I think I would traumatize my children. I would send them to the therapy couch.
I really think that scary memories
Yeah.
stick. Like
Yeah.
I have a lot of good memories from my childhood, but
Yeah.
like I have a horrible memory in general.
Same.
And for some reason, the ones there's several times as a kid that I was really scared.
Yeah.
And those are, I can like visualize those in my mind.
Yeah.
One time I saw Pirates of the Caribbean in the movie theater with my grandpa and my brother. And I was probably too young to see it. And I was just like freaked out. That was one. The other one was at Disneyland. We went to the Haunted Mansion. And, which isn't that scary as an adult, obviously. But as a kid, I was freaked out.
Totally.
And I had to leave. My mom had to like walk out with me.
That's funny. Not funny, but I actually had a very similar, there was, it wasn't Disneyland, it was Universal Studios.
Yeah.
And it was the Jaws ride.
Okay.
And when I was little, my parents told me we're just going on a boat ride.
Okay.
And then I guarantee if you saw the mechanical Jaws that came out, you would be like, I can't believe that scared anybody with eyes. Like, it's so fake looking. Like, why would that terrify you? But it was very traumatic. Yeah. I remember.
That's interesting as a parent, like if you should force your children to do things that scare them or not. Because like when we did Disneyland earlier this year with Easton, we took him on the Tower of Terror, which is now like Guardians of the Galaxy or whatever.
Oh.
And he was terrified. Oh. And we kind of forced him to go on it.
No.
And I feel kind of bad about it now.
We did that with both of our girls.
Yeah.
It bothered Alice so much that it kind of ruined the rest of our day.
Yeah.
But Chad and I were a little bit like, you love scary rides. Like we kind of like pushed her. It did end up kind of dividing the family a little bit. Like I took Alice and was like consoling her.
Yeah.
And he went off with pipes. But it was one of those things that she was really like, she just did not expect that amount of fear to be experienced. And it was overwhelming.
I think the hope as a parent probably is that your kid they'll be scared for a moment, but then afterwards they'll be like, oh, that wasn't that bad. Or, oh, that was actually fun. But if they don't have that feeling afterwards, then it's like they're just probably mad at you.
There was a time we were down at Great Wolf Lodge, the water park, and there is that really big one that goes, one of the riders goes backwards down this like dark hole, and the guy, it was Alice and I going, just the two of us, and he was like, who wants to sit backwards? And I'm like, she does. Clearly, like put her in that seat. I didn't know what it was going to do, but I was like, I'm not going backwards. That tells you what kind of parent I am. I'm bracing her. And Austin, the look on her face when we started to descend, and it was like, you know, those rides where your body weight like goes up, like you just
the weightless feeling, zero gravity kind of thing.
It's that extended for so long.
Yeah.
And then it's dark. Like her little face dropped. And I knew when I looked at her eyes and I saw pure terror, I was like, I have just traumatized this child.
It'd be interesting to hear if she remembers that to this day.
It's brought up often.
Is it?
It is brought up often. Yes.
I remember that one
it's
time.
held up against me. Yeah. Yeah, I know. So how was your Halloween? What did you guys do?
Halloween was good.
Did you get trick-or-treaters in your new house?
We also were not at home. We went to Brian's parents' house, which they live in a good trick-or-treating neighborhood. They got like hundreds of kids that came through. Cool. One of the weirdest things happened that I've ever seen. It was sad and funny at the same time. So a little girl came up to their door, said trick or treat. We were handing her candy, and she starts throwing up right on the front porch.
Oh, no.
On the doormat, on the front porch. And she was going for a while.
So you just like shut the door?
Well, it was the weirdest moment. It was like, I'm not going to judge. I'm not going to judge any parent, but the mom didn't do it. Like she didn't.
No.
She didn't really do much.
Oh my gosh.
Very weird. Like she kind of like, she didn't pull her away. She kind of let her continue throwing up on the porch. Very, very odd. And so
That's weird.
Yeah. We spent the next, 10 minutes like cleaning it up. It was really, really gross.
No.
Yeah.
I would have been like mortified.
Yeah.
I would have been like, close your door, give me your hose.
Yeah.
Don't open until I tell you it's safe out here.
Right.
Like, I would not have let you clean that.
Yeah, we did. And we threw away the doormat and it was really crazy.
That blows my mind.
Yeah. It was right at the beginning too. It was like one of the very first trick-or-treaters. No. The mom said that she'd had a lot of candy that day or something and she wasn't feeling very good. I'm like, why is she out trick-or-treating? And then when they left, I'm pretty sure they went to another house.
No.
I think they kept going.
You can't do that.
It was mind-blowing, but to each their own, I
Not
suppose.
Anybody that his family knows.
No, we don't know them. It was just somebody in the neighborhood.
Goodness gracious.
Yeah, so that was a weird way to start the night. And then we literally ate dinner like 5 minutes later. We're like all grossed out. But yeah, that was weird.
Man.
But the rest of the night was good. We had a ton of trick-or-treaters. Like they keep a tally mark every time
I love
somebody comes through. Sounds fun. Yeah, it was good Halloween. Got to see his grandparents again and hang out with all the cousins and everybody. So it was great. Good times.
I love it. I love it. Okay, just on the topic of holidays, do you guys go from Halloween straight into the Christmas mode?
Good question.
Or what happens?
I would be on board for that. Brian feels strongly that decorations should go up after Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Which I'm okay with. I don't have any problem with that. But I would be open to decorating sooner, but I think we'll wait until after Thanksgiving this year. So we are excited though, because we have a new house and we've already started plotting out where the Christmas tree is going to go. And we're planning a little Christmas party at our house.
Yeah.
And so it'll be good.
Okay. Yeah. I felt like my girls this week were like, it is Christmas.
Yeah.
And I'm usually the Thanksgiving
ish.
Yeah. I'm like, no, it's not. To the point where the day after Halloween, we were driving to school and they're like, we have to listen to Christmas music.
Oh my gosh.
And I was like, we don't actually. I don't support this. And they were like, no, we have to. And I'm like, okay, fine. If we're listening to Justin Bieber, because that's obviously the only Christmas music I'll allow.
Great album.
And they were like, no, we want Rudolph. I'm like, ew, Jingle Bells? No. I was so disappointed.
You want modern Christmas music. They want the traditional.
Under the Mistletoe, are you kidding me? That's a classic.
Great song.
They were not having it.
Okay.
And I disowned them and made them walk to school. No, just kidding. No.
But I do love Christmas music. I haven't listened to any songs yet, I don't think, but I'm open to it. I'll start playing it at the office.
To be honest, I actually don't love Christmas music.
Really?
Some of the modern stuff I don't mind. Some of the older stuff, it just has like slower, heavier tones. It just I'm like, ugh. But anyways,
are you a real Christmas tree family or a fake Christmas tree family?
To mix it up.
Okay.
We usually do real, but sometimes we'll do we did a flocked one year.
What does that mean?
It's that white I don't know what it is. Substance.
Is it real? A real tree?
It is a real tree, and then they treat it with this stuff.
Okay.
And it
I think I can visualize what you're talking about. I've never heard what it was called. If you
go and look and see a white, it looks like fake snow on it. Okay. But it's a real tree that then they do that. Apparently, it's actually a safe thing because you don't have to water it.
Oh, gotcha.
And so the likelihood of fires or something isn't bad. But we did talk about getting a fake one to reuse, especially same new house this year. It'll be our first Christmas there.
Yeah.
And we do kind of want to start, getting into the spirit of it.
When you had did you have a real tree last year?
We did.
Do you remember if Stella was trying to eat it or anything?
I was actually pleasantly surprised.
I think, I don't think Stevie would anymore. I think more puppy Stevie would have. Yeah. But we have a few plants at her house that she doesn't. Yeah. She used to nibble at them, but now she's grown up.
You know what? Look at them. They're so wise.
I think we'll probably buy a big fake tree this year and just keep that for going forward. The last couple of years we've had a small fake tree, which Brian's been not happy about. Yeah. So we're upgrading this year to a big one. But I'd be open to a real tree, but there's just so messy and
it's true.
And just getting rid of it and a lot more steps.
Yeah, we've done everything from just grabbing one at the grocery store to going out and cutting it down.
Okay.
And
I've never done that actually. I don't think I've ever done that.
It's kind of fun actually. There's a few Christmas tree farms that are just they do cocoa and fire pit and it's like a whole experience. So that can be fun. But
I love we're talking about Christmas right now.
I know. Sorry,
my first Christmas conversation I had of the year. So that's exciting.
Yeah. So you don't have kids in your house when we started getting the ads.
Yeah.
The ads for Christmas stuff, and now that's all they're doing is their Christmas list.
Oh yeah, I went to Lowe's a month ago, and there was all this Halloween stuff next to all this Christmas stuff. Yeah. I'm I think it was still end of September, and there's already all this Christmas stuff out.
Right.
But it felt like the nightmare before Christmas because it was Halloween stuff next to Christmas stuff, that combo felt kind of funny. Yeah. But I'm excited. I'm excited to start decorating and getting in the spirit.
I know.
We didn't really decorate much for fall or Halloween because we just had decorated the house for the house. Yeah. But I'm excited to put up some decorations.
Yeah. Fun. Yeah.
So I'm doing for this month. And Brian, cover your ears if you're listening to this, Brian. But I'm doing a surprise for Brian every day this month because it's his birthday month.
I love this.
And he was turning 30 in 5 days.
Okay.
And I felt a lot of pressure with him turning 30 because I feel like I've heard a lot of people plan big surprise parties for their significant other.
Yeah.
We're not big surprise party people, I don't think.
Good that you know that.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know that. And I did surprise Chad for his 30th.
Okay.
And he, at the end, I'll never forget, he was like, thank you so much. don't ever do that again. Like,
that's awesome. Yeah, he loves surprises. I don't think a surprise party where there's a bunch of people would be up his alley. So I'm doing just something every day this month, some sort of surprise. So there's 30 days in November. I'm doing 30 little surprises for the month.
I love it.
Nothing. I mean, some of the I have a lot of them planned out.
Okay, I was going to ask.
I do also have a list of just like ideas. So like yesterday, I didn't have a specific one planned. Just kind of waiting to see how the day played out, and then ended up. Yesterday was kind of a simple one. We went and looked at a really cool house in Bellevue, which is one of the things we enjoy doing.
Yeah.
So that was his surprise for yesterday, but we have some really fun ones coming up.
Okay.
One of them, Brian, cover your ears, is I'm going to plan like a Christmas decorating day, like the week after Thanksgiving. Okay. So like kind of a whole day planned out already for different places we're going to go and everything. Gosh. So yeah.
I love it. Yeah. Okay. Are they going to like get progressively bigger, or is there any like final, or maybe we don't want to talk about it?
I mean, again, Brian, cover your ears. Might want to skip
don't
this
even
episode.
listen. Yeah.
There's some that are bigger than others for sure. Okay. There's a few like actual activities that I've had to buy tickets for that I've already planned out.
Yes.
30 days of gifts is a lot. Is I'm trying to like keep it on the frugal side as well if I can. A lot of them are
today's gift is my love and affection. Yeah. I'm gonna compliment you.
There was one that I could tell he was like, really already. But I'm like, I've got to set the bar low at the beginning of the month so that they can get better.
Yeah.
So I have some good ones.
Wow.
Planned, so.
That is so sweet.
Yeah. It's been fun. It's also like I do my monthly challenges, so this is just another little monthly challenge.
Right. Now this is not your only monthly challenge.
No. And I don't want to call this a challenge. No. I just said that, but it's really it's love. It's my love.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, but what is the November?
So yeah, No Shave November is the is the thing this month.
Same. I'm not gonna shave.
Good thing it's winter. You can just keep pants on.
There you go.
Hey, no shame. People,
listen, we're the same.
What's the? I'm watching Survivor right now. And it's crazy how everybody, no one's shaving, so it's just like you can see everyone progressively getting hairier and hairier throughout the month or throughout the season.
No, I actually couldn't.
Yeah, that'd be hard. Yeah. But yeah, so No Shave November. I'm doing the face, obviously. I am going to trim the neck a little bit after a week or so. But when I on October 31st in the evening, I shaved to have kind of a fresh start, so I could go from like nothing to see how much I can grow in a month. And I do not like how I look without facial hair at all.
That's so funny.
I hate it. It's probably the first time in 5+ years that I've actually completely shaved. Yeah. And I like avoided the mirrors for a few days because I felt like I just didn't like what I saw in the mirror. So I definitely prefer myself with some facial hair.
And what's typically the longest you'll go before some sort of trim?
Yeah, I usually will trim it. Well, I'll trim my neckline like twice a week.
Okay.
And then I'll trim my I'll trim my beard like once a week with my actual like the length of the beard with like I don't know any of the terms, but it's like the razor that has the guard on it.
Yeah.
So I'll use that once a week, and then I'll like actually shave my neckline like twice a week.
But this month you're gonna go.
This month I'll just do my neckline, and the rest of it I won't touch at all. Yeah. So it'll get long. It'll get red. I'm Irish. I'm like half Irish.
Yeah. Okay.
So it gets very red and lots of colors going on. So I don't love how that looks.
Turn into a leprechaun before our eyes.
I might.
I hope people know they can watch us on Spotify. Oh, they can watch this whole video. So I'm like, people can
see the progression throughout the month. I know. This is episode 1. Let's just get up there real close.
Yeah, there it is.
There we go.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'll keep you updated for next week. But next week it'll look a lot longer.
What? No, just kidding.
It is kind of crazy. Like day 6, how much it's already.
Well, that's the thing. I was thinking I didn't see you. I knew you were doing this.
Yeah.
I didn't see you since Tuesday, and it's already looked like kind of normal again.
Yeah.
Like, this is funny.
Did you end up going through with the October screen time challenge?
I'm sorry.
God, it's okay.
I didn't really. I know. I think because I got sick in October.
Right.
And I just
that's the best time to look at screens.
I was like, you know what? I wanted to, but I just couldn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How
was yours?
It was okay. I looked at my stats each week. It was a bit less. I think it was like 2 hours less per day than an average week prior to this challenge, which is great. But I've totally reverted back to my old habits as soon as November 1st came along. So I'm trying to build a habit of like intentionally looking at my phone rather than just like passively habitually looking at my phone.
Right.
It's definitely something I struggle with, and it's just freaking TikTok is so addicting for me. I just actually deleted TikTok from my phone this morning.
I like refuse to download it as long as I can because I'm like, I know I already have a problem just with Instagram, so I know if I get TikTok.
Well, now all these other platforms, so like I delete TikTok, but then Instagram has Reels, which is basically the same thing.
Yeah.
And then YouTube has Shorts, and then Facebook has Shorts, so it's like or Reels or whatever. So they all have the same.
Yeah.
So even if I delete TikTok, it's like I really have to delete everything if I'm going to really avoid social media. So
hard. I am not doing okay. I want to be careful with how I say this because I am doing some sort of challenge with my friend Tiffany, but it's going to be until the end of the year.
Okay.
So she and I are just keeping each other accountable on some healthy habits.
Cool.
And I like almost don't even want to say it because I haven't told Chad what the healthy habits are because I am so terrified that at home he'll be like,
hold you accountable. You don't want to be held accountable by Chad.
No, he's like, and it's so funny because every time I've talked about it with Tiffany, I said, oh yeah, I mentioned it to Chad. And she's like, what did he say? She wants to know his feedback and his input.
Yeah.
I'm like, I didn't listen to him. I told him, don't tell me what you suggest.
Yeah.
Like I am just so like, la, let me live my own journey. But we are doing some things to just try to end the year strong and to try to put in some healthy habits.
Okay.
So
can you share with me? Can Chad cover his ears?
Yeah. So, on like the exercise portion, did you hear my story about going to the gym and getting called a grandma?
No.
Okay, Austin.
I don't like that.
I don't like
you don't look like a grandma
at all.
That's
Thank
crazy.
you. Do you know what's the problem? It's not the first time this has happened to me.
Who says you look like a grandma?
Thank you. I want to say it's the same lady. I swear she went from the one location that this first happened to this gym. Here's the scenario. She basically was saying, she was giving me and Tiffany the tour of the gym. And she's talking about the things that they have and they offer. And then she goes, they have childcare, or we do have childcare for your kids. And then she looks over my way and then she says, or grandkids. And I'm like, ma'am.
Okay. It could just be part of her spiel. Maybe.
I would like to think so. But I would also hope somebody would have the wherewithal to be like, not necessary to share.
I mean, there are young grandmas out there.
Here's the thing. I could be.
You could be a grandma. I
could. Age-wise, it's feasible. However, I will not join her gym.
Yeah.
All I just say, Tiffany wants to do some like definite like weights and things. I do too. We're just trying to find the right outlet for it. So I haven't put into place what that is. Okay. I am trying to get a certain amount of miles walked every week. Okay. And then trying to do movement after eating. So if it is, usually I do like what is that called? Intermittent fasting. Yep. I don't really have breakfast. So after lunch or after dinner, trying to get some movement or at least trying to stay upright and move around the house, cleaning up and tidying. Yeah. I'm also trying to do this thing where before dinner specifically, because that's usually when I have more carbs in my meal, is doing a glass of apple cider vinegar and water combination. And that is just to help digest and also like help with proportion control. Yeah. Dinner is usually where I can like go all out and have multiple helpings and whatever. So those are some of the things. And I think it's going to kind of progress. Like we're like, let's set some of these things in place. I'm trying to do a lighter carb lunch and then, watch what I'm eating at dinner. And then consistently walking and doing the apple cider vinegar. So yeah, we'll keep adding to it once we find the right gym type of setup as well. Okay,
so the one you toured isn't the grandma lady's not. She
didn't make the cut.
Just
dissuaded us, and also what they advertise for monthly costs versus what actually like for classes and to use all the amenities was a lot different. Yeah. And so we were like, okay, never mind.
Yeah. Finding a good gym is hard. I'm kind of in that same boat right now where I'm post Ironman training. I'm like, what's next for my?
Yes, I wanted to hear this actually. This is one of my questions for you this week.
And I haven't set like a big next benchmark type of thing. Like I do think I will do a full Ironman at some point, maybe next year. I'm not ready to like commit to anything yet. Yeah. So right now I'm just kind of in like maintenance, like staying in shape. I would love to build more muscle for aesthetic purposes, honestly. Like that's one thing I want to do, but honestly my
have
finger,
you talked to Brian about that because he's doing
his arms he's just I think he can, I don't know, he puts in the work.
I think he and Chad can like look at weights and like their muscles grow.
I agree, and I think some people I think it's something you can train and condition over time, is that you can like train your body to be more susceptible to like losing weight or to maintaining or to gaining muscle. And I have nothing to back that up, but from personal experience, I've struggled with my metabolism like my entire life pretty much. And since the Ironman, I really haven't been working out all that much. I've been doing a little bit. Like I hit my 10,000 steps every day. Like that's my main thing I do every single day, no matter what. But I haven't, I hurt my finger 2 weeks ago, so I haven't been able to lift any weights really. I've been doing mostly just cardio. I did my first Orange Theory class this weekend, which kind of hurt actually my finger. So I'm probably gonna take another week off from like weightlifting. But I haven't gained any weight. Like I haven't really changed what I've been eating. I have been working out way less than I was when I was Ironman training, but I've kind of maintained the same like body composition that I had before, which I don't really know why. And I'm like, I don't even want to question it because I'm just like, I'm content with it.
To go with your theory, I feel like that is why, especially with Chad, when you've worked so long to get to a certain place, it's going to take a lot more negative work to go back. Like, so I just feel like, he's like, I feel like he could eat a whole pizza by himself and it wouldn't do anything. Whereas I look at a Reese's Pieces and I gain 5 pounds.
And that's how I used to be. Like up until probably a year or two ago, I like had to watch what I was eating so closely. I intermittent fasted all the time. Like feel like I was working out a lot, and I just like could not, like I just would gain weight so easily. And for whatever reason, I honestly haven't had that healthy of habits other than the 10,000 steps. That's the one that I'm like, I'm consistent with. But other than that, like my diet hasn't been great the last month. I haven't really been working out that much, and I'm kind of the same that I was when I was Ironman training.
Interesting.
So I'm hoping that it stays like that. I don't just one day start go in the opposite direction. But I am excited to get back into the gym and like start. And so back to the gym conversation. So I want to join. I belong to LA Fitness, which is okay. Like it's fine. I really prefer class-based gyms. Like going to like a CrossFit Zumba class I have done Zumba once. It was a class.
I love it.
Like CrossFit or like Orange Theory or there's like Berries. There's all these other class type things.
Gotcha. Yes, I see what you're saying.
The issue with those is they're so expensive to join for like a monthly membership type thing. So, and I don't want to just do that. So prior to Ironman training, that's what I would do. I would do CrossFit almost every single day, and that was my kind of like sole workout, and I got kind of burnt out on doing the exact same thing every day. So I really want more variety with my fitness. Like I want to do a couple runs a week to maintain like my running fitness. I want to swim once a week. I want to maybe go on a bike ride. I want to continue some of those things while also intermixing some weightlifting and some like other like hiking and just like these other activities that I enjoy.
I love it.
So I want a more balanced fitness regimen, but if I join one of these CrossFit gyms, it's $200 a month.
Whoa.
So it feels like I have to only do that.
Yeah.
But so there is a good one I found in my neighborhood. It's really close by, but it's $200 a month. And I'm like, I can't justify that if I'm only going like twice a week. If that's the only thing I'm doing, then maybe, but I don't know. So I'm in kind of this weird limbo right now, especially with my finger, where I'm like, I don't know. I'm still figuring it out. And I want to do runs, but it's like so gross out outside.
I know. Yeah. Even just going out for a walk this weekend, I was like, oh man. But I will say, once I was out, I was like, I'm so glad I'm here. That is the thing. It's just that mental
100%.
hurdle.
Just getting your running shoes on, getting outside. Once you're there, even if you're cold for a few minutes or whatever, you're just like, you just kind of embrace it and just go with it. And
okay. Should we talk about our weekends?
Probably. It's probably a good idea. Oh, wait, actually, one more fitness thing that I want to talk about.
Okay, here we go.
So 30-30-30. I mentioned I'm doing that.
Yes.
You said Chad's also doing that?
Well, I don't know if he's actually doing it, but he is a proponent. I actually heard him talking to one of my friends the other day mentioning it. He's learned now, like, don't bring it up to Jamie because she's not going to receive anything health related. But okay, so remind me what it is. I know I've heard of it.
So I just heard about it recently. And it's basically, you consume 30 grams of protein within 30 minutes of waking up, followed by 30 minutes of, I think it's called like steady state cardio. So like a brisk walk or stair climber or on a bike or something like that. So it's like 30 minutes, 30 grams of protein, within the first 30 minutes waking up, then 30 minutes of cardio. So basically within that first hour of your day is when you're supposed to do all this.
Okay.
And the purpose of it is it's supposed to help you like shred fat. Like it's one of the most proven ways apparently to like get rid of. And I when I gain weight, it's always in my like love handle area, which I absolutely hate. So apparently this is like one of the best ways to burn fat.
Okay.
So yeah, I think it came from Tim Ferriss's book, The 4-Hour Body, and then there's a bunch of other like scientists and nutritionists that have.
So like literally that's it, like 30 and then the rest of the day you're like doing whatever.
I think it's hopefully like in tandem with other healthy habits throughout the day. Like, I mean, I'm sure if you do this and then you eat like freaking donuts and ice cream the rest of the day, it's not going to work out.
I'm getting hungry.
Yeah. But I think it's just like a good tool.
Okay.
And I think that, I mean, it's basically the counter to so many breakfast foods in our society are like so carb heavy, like cereal, toast, pastries, it's all carbs, which carbs are important. Like you need carbs for energy, but and there's so much science behind this. I'm not going to claim to know it, but there's something to do with your metabolism or like some cortisol, something going on with your body.
Those terms. That sounds right.
Dopamine, whatever.
Serotonin.
So, all those, yep. But apparently, like if you start the day with protein rather than carbs, like there's a lot of benefits to that. And then the cardio is just to kind of get your body starting to process and starting to like wake up kind of thing.
Okay.
So, yeah, I've been trying it. I don't really have any results to report yet. But
that would be really like a shock to my system to start doing 30 grams of protein in 30 minutes of waking up.
Yeah.
Man.
This is 26 grams of protein, so it's close to it. It's not, I don't do the full 30.
Okay.
But I start the day with either this or I'll mix this with some like an iced coffee kind of thing. Yeah. So that's a good way to start the day. But I drink one of these and I didn't do it today. That's why I'm drinking it now. But most days I've been doing this, then I'll go on a walk or go on the treadmill or maybe a jog kind of thing. So I'll let you know how that goes.
Okay.
If this fat starts shredding off,
I'll be like, sign me up. Okay.
Okay. So how was your weekend?
My weekend was pretty good. It was pretty chill for the most part. So Friday night, I will say I do have a recommendation for a place.
Okay.
Friday night, we were supposed to go to a school event. It got canceled. So a friend of ours reached out and was like, hey, are you guys free? Would you want to go grab dinner with us? And it's a couple that we don't get to see very often. So it was really nice. We went with them to a place called Thirsty Hound Drinkery. And it's like right up the street from us. It is in Tacoma. It looks like it is in a strip mall. It's like it's like on the corner in Tacoma.
I've never heard of it.
I've driven past it so many times and I look at it and I'm like, I had heard other people recommend it. So we finally were like, let's just go there. It was so good. Like the place is tiny. We walked in, it was completely packed. I'm like, this is a great sign. To me, if you go in, like Chad and I, if we're going to a restaurant, we pull in, the parking lot's empty, we're concerned.
Right.
So we were like kind of excited, but there was other places around. But it was packed. We walked in, it's like standing room.
Is it like dog friendly?
So you would think. I don't know if it is, because somebody else said the same thing. They're like, wait, is it for your pets? I don't know. This was our first time going. I didn't ask questions about dogs. Speaking of, we can hear a little friend back there. But we go in, we had to wait a little bit, but finally we got a table. The food was phenomenal. And I will say the kitchen looked tiny. Like we could see the space and they had, from like a Japanese dish to burgers to curry to pizza. Like they just had such a variety and it was all really, really good. Like, some varieties you're like, oh, you guys are
That's always concerns me when a menu's too big, but that's great.
It was like, it wasn't too big, but the variety was amazing.
That's cool.
Not only that, but the service and the people working there like made it a point to come up and chat and connect. And I honestly left like, I wish I could experience more of that type of setting when you go to a new place. So highly recommend that. Thirsty Hound Drinkery.
Okay. Did you get
in Tacoma
some drinkeries?
I just had a glass of wine. And that was fine. The other couple we were with, she did like a cocktail and she really liked that. They had a couple beers on tap or whatever. So that was great. And then that was Friday night. Saturday, Alice had her first cheer showcase.
Okay.
So this is versus a competition where you go and you like place somewhere. This was more of like, we're just almost like a recital. Like we're showing you, our things. And it was our middle school squad and then a bunch of other rec teams. And then Mount Tahoma High School is where we had it at. Their high school team performed as well.
Okay.
Even like there was even an adult squad.
Oh my gosh.
Pretty amazing.
And then what grade is Allison?
7th.
Okay.
And they did amazing. I was actually so blown away. I'd gone to one of their practices and last week and I was thinking, we're not ready. Like we're going to be prepared. And they did awesome.
Nice.
But that was a big part of our Saturday. It was most of the day.
Yeah.
That evening we went to our friend's house and we played a game that has really become one of our top favorite games.
Which is?
It's called Celebrity.
Okay.
And what it is whoever you're with. So you can play with whoever, however many people you have at your party or whatever. You write down like 4 or 5 names of famous people. Okay. And it could be people David Beckham, or it could be Santa Claus. It could be.
That's so funny. You just said David Beckham. I have David Beckham in my notes. So continue.
Foreshadowing. So you write a bunch of names down. So there were 3 couples. We wrote down 5 names each, put it in a bowl, and then you have 2 teams. Okay. And you basically get 30 to 45 seconds on the clock. And for each round, the first round, you draw out a name and you can act it out using words, motions, however. And your goal is to get as many names guessed on your team in those 45 seconds. Second round, you can only use 1 word to get your team to guess the names. Third round, you can only use silent charades. Okay. So you play these 3 rounds. Everybody in your team gets to go. You're trying to get as many names as possible. I can't tell you, every time we've played it, we just laugh so hard. That is like my favorite. It's like so therapeutic. Yeah. It's so amazing.
That's awesome. I played a similar game. I think it was called Party Bowl.
I'm sure.
And it wasn't celebrities, but it was like objects or whatever.
Okay. Well, I asked my friend today, I was like, what is it called? And she said, it's called Celebrity, but we also like to call it Best Night of Our Lives. Like that tracks.
That's awesome.
So that was at my friend Shannon and Peter's house. It's Shannon's birthday yesterday. Happy birthday, Shannon. We on Sunday had a pretty chill day. We ended up going to church in the morning, and then basically the rest of the day was like prep, like grocery shopping, doing laundry. And so, we just kind of relaxed at home, and I felt a little bit like abused by my children by the end of the weekend. Just their little attitudes are.
Where do they get that from?
I know that is the problem. That is the problem, Austin. I am telling you, I'm like, part of me is like, this is my fault. Like I've created this. Another part of me is like, the Lord is testing us. And this is like, I don't know. There's a lesson in here I'm missing.
Is one of them more similar to you versus Chad?
I mean, we will say I tend to have a little bit more personality like Alice and Piper like him. But honestly, Pipes does kind of pull from both of us. I was telling a friend recently, I was like, I feel like my kids like gaslight me. They're like there was a moment last week. I've been really working on Alice getting out the door on time. Right. And I have to the point where I set timers on her phone, multiple timers. Yeah. So there's like a timer to start getting ready. There's like a 10-minute timer of like, I should be wrapping up in 10 minutes. Then there's a packing up our stuff timer before we go out the door. Like there's multiple warnings and it still isn't working. Yeah. And like the other morning we're leaving and I'm getting frustrated and she's like, you haven't taught me time. And I'm like, what? I haven't taught you, like, I literally gave you these timers and then like I'm getting yelled at for like not teaching her time. Yeah. I'm like, it's so, yeah. So
this is revenge for making her go backwards on the ride at Great Wolf Lodge.
Yeah. She's like actually.
She's holding on to that.
Yeah. So by the end of the weekend, I was kind of spent last night, needless to say.
I had a conversation with friends this weekend about parents. And I don't think anyone is appreciative or grateful for their parents until they're an adult.
Yeah, I really don't think I have heard that. And I've heard it's like actually closer to like 25, 26. Okay. Where you start really appreciating them. You stop
like resenting them and you start appreciating them.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, I feel like most kids, your parents are just kind of the punching bag. Like if you have any issues, it's kind of like your parents' fault. Like, right. Which sucks for parents. Yeah. But even great parents, like parents who do everything right. Yeah. Like it's still the same thing.
We're still idiots.
Yeah.
That's the thing. I mean, it's like that was part of the conversation this weekend. I was really trying to give Alice feedback on some stuff, and she's usually been, up until this recent year, she's usually been so open to listening to me, and she's very forthcoming with how she's feeling, how she's thinking about something. So her and I can have some really good conversations. And I just found myself, no matter what I said, it was like she was not hearing it, and she was actually justifying her behavior. And Chad and I went on a walk, and we were just talking. One of the things we are saying to each other is like, listen, these little girls are not going to be here forever, but we have each other, and we really have to make sure like we are staying strong and we are being a team. And I realized, I was like, I mean, granted, she's 12, she's in 7th grade. This is not like life or death stuff. But I realized, as much as I wanted to like shake her and be like, you're not hearing me, like the actions you're choosing, the way you're treating this person, the way you're handling this is going to take you down a negative path that's going to end up hurting you. And I was thinking, like, she's going to have to get hurt.
Yeah.
She's going to have to learn the hard way. I am trying, but can't like force her to look herself in the mirror and see this. And Chad was like, also, we kind of have to trust that like they have some foresight in this as well. Like, I might be seeing this going down this like awful path, but in Alice's mind, she might be like, it's really not that bad. You guys are overreacting. And she could be right. So I'm trying to figure out what that looks like as far as like just giving her the room to make mistakes, which is really important. And then also trying to protect her from those.
It's a hard balance right there.
You get it with Stevie.
I do. Yeah. Stevie, same thing. Same exact thing. Such a stubborn little girl, and but so great.
But so great. They're so worth it, you know? Okay. So that was my weekend. How about you?
My weekend was great. It was action packed. Like, we went into the weekend not having a lot going on,
which is rare for you guys. I feel like
it's rare, but we ended up doing a lot of things.
Okay.
So Friday was super chill. Friday, Brian went to a friend's house to play games, and I ended up staying home with Stevie. I was gonna go hang out with friends, and then one of them got sick, so I just kind of stayed home.
Okay.
And it was awesome. I watched the David Beckham documentary.
Oh yeah. Speaking of,
start to finish, there was like 4 episodes. Watched the whole thing. I'm not super into soccer or sports in general, but I've heard just really great things about this documentary. Yeah. And it was awesome.
Oh, good.
Have you watched it?
We did start the first episode, but we haven't gotten past that.
Yeah, he's great. He's super OCD like me, which
I didn't know that.
It's great. Yeah. They showed like his closet and how organized it was.
Interesting.
They showed him like, he might be, I mean, with certain things, he's definitely more OCD than I am.
Okay.
But it showed him like cleaning up his kitchen at the end of the night. And he would go, they had all these candles lit, and he would go to each candle and he would clean out the glass on the inside so that there wasn't like the smoke or the soot left over. Which I'm like, that's next level.
That is, wow.
I always love when I see other people who have the same traits that I do. I'm like, yes, I'm not alone here.
But then even more extreme.
Yeah, even more. I'm like,
yeah.
So yeah, it was super interesting. The craziest thing, will you watch the documentary?
I mean, you can spoil whatever.
It's not even really spoiled.
No,
yeah. History at this point. But one of the things that was crazy was he got like I think a red card.
Yeah.
Hey, how's it going?
Surprise.
He got a red card. Something happened within a game. Yeah. And any soccer fans out there, I'm so sorry. I'm gonna botch this.
No, I do know this. Yeah.
So he did something. He got a red card. And everyone in England hated him.
Yes, I did hear this. Like, he was getting threats, right? Like his family were getting threats.
He couldn't go anywhere. Yeah. Like, people would like cuss at him. People would throw food at him on the streets.
I mean,
wild, absolutely insane. And it was like happened for like years, like multiple years.
Gosh, okay.
Where he was like, and maybe that it could be less than a year, but a long time where he was like super ostracized, like on the like, and he was still going to games, and every time he would go out on the field,
how hard
people
must
would
that
be
have
booing
been?
him and yelling, and like he would like miss a goal, and people on his team would be cheering, not on his team, but people on the fans would be cheering, and just so crazy how nasty people can be, and made me so sad that people go through that stuff like that.
Right.
And then eventually, like at some point, people decided, oh, we're done hating David Beckham, and they started cheering for him again. And he was on the
he just stayed loyal to play for his team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely wild. So that was my takeaway, was just like almost like the group think. Like any individual person out there, I feel like wouldn't think that's okay. But for some reason, when everybody is hating on somebody, it's like it becomes okay.
It's also so mind-blowing that, like, okay, it's soccer. I know, and I know in other countries too, like, the sports are, like, I mean, livery. Chad actually got a little bit disappointed in me because last week I didn't mention that South Africa won the Rugby World Cup.
Oh, okay.
So just so you know, and just so our listeners are aware,
because we're coming up on the 20-year anniversary of when he was it 2007?
Correct.
Okay.
2007. So South Africa just won the 2023 World Cup, and he was saying how there's, like, you know, people from the team are traveling, they haven't showered since the last game and they're celebrating, and I'm like, whoa,
gross.
It's gross. But, like, I was like, ew, why? And he's like, no, this is, like, part of the thing. So what I'm saying is there is the mentality around just fandom and these sports and all that. What's crazy to me is you would get so enwrapped that you would create a death threat or some sort of harm on somebody's family for that. Like, it's not like he did something that caused somebody else to die or get sick or severely harm.
Yeah.
But yet your response to him was that. Like, that is just insane.
Yeah, I cannot fathom that. I don't understand that mentality.
I'm like, what? Okay. Yeah. So anyways.
So that was Friday. Great documentary. Highly recommend that, watching through it.
Okay, I'm gonna finish it.
Saturday I kind of woke up. Obviously.
You kind of did.
Kind of woke up. Kind of half awake. I was gonna go on a hike, but it was absolutely, like, downpouring. Like, the craziest rain I've seen in a very long time. Yeah. Was it like that down here?
I'm trying to remember Saturday because we were at the cheer competition. I feel like that was Friday. Like, Saturday I thought wasn't too bad, but maybe
where I was out in Renton, it was flooding everywhere. Like, a bunch of intersections. Like, we're literally, like, 5 inches of standing water.
Okay.
Like, it was wild. Wow. So I was going to go on a hike, didn't do that. I did Orange Theory instead. Came home. Ended up doing it for Brian's birthday surprise that day. We went and got donuts. So there's a donut place in Renton that we've been wanting to try. And then so Chad, my good friend Chad.
Your Chad.
My Chad.
Yep.
It was his birthday this weekend. So we ended up going to a bar to watch the UW game. And it was super cool. My friend group from college has stayed pretty tight over the years. And there were, like, 20 plus of us at this bar.
Oh, cool.
And anytime there's that many people together, it's just fun to just, like, kind of hop around and, like, talk to people I haven't seen in a while. So we did that, and then we also had a game night Saturday night with some friends.
Fun. What kind of games? Yeah.
All, like, TV games. We did Mario Party, and then we did Jackbox. We done Jackbox.
Did we do this during COVID as a team?
I think so. Okay. Yeah. Jackbox, there's, like, a trivia one you can do, and then there's also, like, there's a bunch of different games you can play. So we did that, and then some more Mario, and that was just a good time. Love game nights.
Okay, I love that. So these are all, like, you're all sitting there watching the same screen with different controllers.
Yeah, so one of them, Jackbox, you play from your phone, so you just have your phone on you, and then the other one was on the controllers with, like, on teams and stuff. So
honestly, it's my favorite thing.
I love a game night. Yeah. I want to do, like, at least one game night a week.
Yeah.
It's just, they're so fun.
It's so great.
Yeah. That was Saturday, and then Sunday we did brunch with Brian's parents yesterday, which was fun, at a little place in Renton, a little kind of diner kind of vibe, which is fun.
Yeah.
And then we went on a walk with Stevie. Brian's parents are doing the 10,000 step thing now too, which is awesome.
Love it.
So we did there's a great trail near our house, which we need to do with you guys and Stella.
Is that the one, like, literally across the street from you?
It's literally 2 houses down from us.
Let's do it.
So we walked down there and came back. That was fun. And then I looked at the really nice house with Brian yesterday. That was the surprise for yesterday. And then kind of just a chill rest of the day at home. We started Selling Sunset, which is great. Are you watching Selling Sunset?
I have not watched the most recent. I have watched previous seasons. Okay. And I want to say 1 and 2.
Yeah, it's on season 7 now.
Okay. Maybe I've watched crazy. 3 or 4. Maybe I've watched more than that.
So Selling Sunset's on season 7. I think Selling the OC's on, like, season 3 now. So that's the spinoff in Orange County.
Oh wow. Okay.
This show. I will probably continue watching it, but it literally feels like it's killing brain cells every time I watch it. The drama.
I love that you admitted it. I love that you're like, I am getting less smart, but I'm gonna keep at it.
I love the houses that they show. Beautiful mansions. It's definitely, a lot of people complain, like, oh, it's more of a drama show than a real estate show, which is, like, that's kind of how it was from the beginning. And the drama's definitely picked up, but I don't think they've ever claimed to be, like, a real estate show. Like, that's not their claim. Right. Like, they are fully embracing the drama.
Right.
But it is crazy the things they fight about, and it's kind of painful to watch, honestly. But it's like a train wreck. You can't look away.
Right.
But yeah, that's one piece of the show. The houses are incredible.
Yeah.
The outfits that these girls wear are insane.
Yeah.
I think you should watch it just for the fashion. It's wild. Like every single outfit that they wear, it looks like they're going to like fashion week or something. Like it's crazy. Like I don't know if they're paying for their own clothes or if the show is, but it's like these look like crazy.
Because I mean, what is the reality of like, are they selling, like, is this real? Do we feel like it's dramatized? Like where is their income actually coming from?
I did see a TikTok that like it was a real estate agent in California that actually pulled each of their stats.
Oh, okay.
And most of them are selling a couple houses a year.
Okay.
Which isn't a lot, obviously, but down there with that price point of house, like if you sell a $15 million house, like that's a decent, that's a good commission.
I wonder if like, obviously I'm sure they're getting paid to be on the show as well, but yeah, it's so fascinating.
Yeah, I'm sure it's great for all their personal brands. I bet they're all making money from
they're all
sponsorship deals and whatever. So, but yeah, it's one of those shows where it's like, I feel like I'm gaining much watching it, but I do enjoy watching it.
But sometimes that's the beauty of TV. Yeah. You're like, I'm not here to learn anything. Yeah. I'm here to just relax and be entertained. Yeah. Like that's okay.
Yeah. So that was our Sunday. We watched some Selling Sunset. Yeah. We played a little more video games, we're playing through the Mario game together right now. Okay. It's been fun. Yeah. We had a really hard level last night. I was like,
congratulations.
we literally were playing this level for probably 45 minutes.
Oh my gosh.
All of our
I know exactly what that feels like.
Yeah. By the end of it, when I finally beat it, we were like standing up, like cheering and dancing with Stevie.
We have been there. Oh my gosh, I love it. I love it so much.
Good Sunday, really solid weekend. Honestly, like checked all the boxes. Yeah, good times with family, friends.
That's great.
Outdoor activities.
And games a little bit of everything. Yeah, Chad and I had a conversation maybe Saturday morning. Just the difference of like weekend expectations. Yeah. Because like he works during the week, Monday through Friday. Right. And now that I'm not working, as the managing broker here, I've got a lot more free time. So I'm like at home on my own during the week. So when it's like the weekend, I'm ready to party. I'm like, who can we go see? Who can we get together with? And he is like, I've just spent the whole week exerting energy at all these, exchanges. I just want to like relax. And that's
also more of what brings him energy versus you too. So that's tough.
Yeah. And he also has a family of all girls. So typically, the activities we're doing are like cheerleading showcases.
5 girls.
Right. It's like, it's a lot. We're like trying to navigate how we make sure our weekends are refreshing for both of us.
Both of you. Yeah.
He did get to go golfing and go for a couple runs, just by himself. So, he's doing his thing.
That's good.
Yeah.
Well, excited for next weekend. We'll have a good recap.
I know. Birthday's coming up. Wait, when is Brian's?
Brian's is Saturday. Yours is Friday.
His is actually the 11th?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
11/11.
Cool.
When I first met him, I was like, one of the first things I knew about him, we went to college together and we were in some group setting and we were like, everyone was sharing fun facts. Yeah. And his fun fact was that he was born on the 11th day of the 11th month. His birthday's 11/11. Yeah. In the 11th hour. And he's the 11th grandchild.
What?
So a lot of 11s going on. And he shared that very early on in knowing each other. Yeah. And I love to tease him about that. So anytime we're in a situation where it's like everyone's sharing fun facts, I'll like share that on behalf of Brian.
You're like, I don't have anything about me, but listen to this guy.
I think it's pretty cool.
But I wonder with the number 11, there's got to be some significance there. We'll have to research and see.
It's a big day.
There's something
11/11, make a wish.
Okay.
Well, thanks, Jamie.
All right. That was fun.
That was a great time. I have no idea how long we've been talking for, but
feels like it flew by. Yeah.
Thanks, Jamie.
Okay. See you.
Have a good one.